Hello, this is Robert Gomez, and thank you for tuning into the CXO Academy video. Today we will be taking a look at how to create free format templates using our CXO designer. So just like you start any other report, you'll go at the top to the new report icon. And once there, we're going to name this report free format sample. And just like any other report, you can either use one of our 17 existing templates, such as a multi-column or income statement, or you can select to create the new free format report, which is the one we'll be taking a look at today. So once you create this report, you'll see that you have a sort of a layout where you can edit how each sort of control goes. For free format templates, we have a couple different controls. If you hit add control, we have anything from a table, bars and lines chart, pie charts, labels, each to customize the report you're creating. For this, you're defaulted to the precision and scale chart along with the application info and the commentary. Today we're not going to be using the commentary, so you can simply select the object and delete it from or remove from the right hand side. So once there, we're going to start off this free format template by adding a table to our report, and you simply do that by adding control table, and you can quickly resize just like so, and also show border or not, which we'll dig into in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and resize this to about the approximate size, and again you can come back to this at any time by hitting edit layout, so don't stress if at first your table is not the correct size. And a good idea when you're adding different controls is to add one at a time and add the content to it to make sure that they're working, and then come back and add another one. So first we're going to save and exit with just a table. Please be sure to name the table also so that it doesn't get confusing. We're going to have a profit and loss statement on this table, so I'll name it table P&L. And I'm not going to show the border so that it looks smoother, and you'll see that in a second. And we get the missing values error because we have not added any content to our table, so we'll go ahead and under table content, and we'll see the columns. For this column we're going to use a time series, which I've already created a list for. Just remember you can use one of our shared lists or create a report list, and this one will be the time series, which is basically a 12 months. Now for the rows, I've also created a profit and loss, which is a bit shorter, and it's I've made it a share list, so you can again either use a report list or a shared list. This one's called profit and loss short, and you can see the accounts on the right hand side. Once I select this, you'll see the table with numbers coming up already, which at this point the report looks just like our multi-column report, but the point of creating the free format is we can add other things to it. So that is what we'll do. But first, under the labels and formats, I want to give this table a title. And the neat thing you can do with titles is you can not only obviously give it any name that you'd like, but you can also use dimension brackets, MDX statements. For example, the period under bracket and the year. And what that'll do is it'll pick up the current point of view period and year, and you'll have a dynamic title as well. So now that we have our table set up, as you can see, it has no border, so it looks smooth in case you made the table bigger than the actual data within it. So now what we'll do is we'll add another control, and we want to add a pie chart in the bottom left. So you'll just drag it, also resize it just a little bit, since it's a pie chart, approximately a little bigger than this. And also we want to make sure we rename this. Now our precision and scaling is hidden behind it, so I'm just gonna grab that from the back and move it under that. Okay, just making sure that it's probably going to be the right size, even though we can come back to it as I mentioned. Okay, so sometimes the controls hide behind one another, and you can simply just make sure you have enough space and then move them down. just as so. As I said, let's go ahead and rename also the chart so that we know. And this time in the pie chart, I'm going to show the sort of split by regions. So I'll rename it that. And the border is fine for anything other than the tables. So that'll be fine. Move the application info down, which you can also remove or keep, depending on how you like. We'll save and exit. And now it'll give us also an error because we have no content on our pie regions. So we'll go ahead and fill that. I've also made a small list for the split by regions, which shows the different entities: Asia, South America, and Europe. So we'll go ahead and show these regions. And as you see at the bottom, currently we have comic communications as 50%, and that is because it is the total amount. So it'll be total. You have to select the total items from the context dropdown, and once you do that, it'll take all the other items, and the total will not be included in there. So now we have a better split of our regions. One other thing you can do is the legend is defaulted to outside of the chart. We can have it be on the right hand side as so. You can also resize the legend and resize the pie chart if needed. So in this case, under layouts, we want the pie chart to be a little smaller, so we'll give it a 90 size, and that'll work. One other thing we want to do is rename this chart or give it a title, and you do that under labels, formats, and colors, and we're going to name this split by regions. Okay, and there we have it. Now we have a pie chart at the bottom. So now we're going to go back to the edit layout and add another control, and now we want to add a bar chart, which is a bar or line chart. It could be both within the same control. For this case, we're only going to do the bar chart, and so we're going to rename this bar. So bar, and in here we'll have a actual versus forecast bar chart, and we want it to listen to our table. So what this means is when you click on different KPIs within the table, the chart that's listening to it will change and update to those values. So you'll see here in just a second. Now we need to give the bar chart some content as well. As you see, it's blank at the moment. We'll first give it a title. As I mentioned, actual versus forecast is what it will be, and it defaults to this orientation. You can also switch orientations or the category axis, which we'll leave there because the months, it defaults to that, which is fine. And you can do a bar series or a line series. At this point, you could do both, but we're gonna just do the bar series. And I've also created a share list for this free format test called bar scenarios, where we'll have just actuals and forecasts. And as you see at the bottom, the moment you do that, you have for the months, so you have actuals, and forecast for the all months. And what I see now is the legend. It's a little too big for what we'd like, so let's resize that to 20, and this is a percentage of the control. So now it looks a little better, and what you see is once you click up top or any other KPI, we'll see this on the viewer. So once you click on gross sales or gross margin, direct costs, all these KPIs change the chart at the bottom. So it is now listening to the top table. So we have our chart table at the top, and also our bar chart. So now you have the free format template, and I hope it's been of help, and good luck.